Welcome back to Gamer Sanctuary. It is Sunday afternoon. I'm skipping football time to get in some gaming today because I had prior obligations on our normal Wednesday Warhammer night. We did start our Crusade of Fire campaign that Jeremy is running, and I'm going to try to catch up with a game against Scott tonight. So I've elected to use my Eldar for the campaign, just to throw a little wrinkle in for everybody. If you're not familiar with the Crusade of Fire rules, there are basically three factions. There's an Imperial faction, there's a Chaos-based faction, and a everybody else faction. We have a lot of Imperial players, not a lot of Chaos players, and one or two of the I think they're called Lords of War or something like that. No, Prophets of War, that's what they are. So I've elected to join that faction. But like I said, I wasn't able to get in my game, so Scott and I are going to face off. He's got his Space Marines with the new rules, and I have my Eldar. It's also going to be kind of a rematch bat rep from our last one. So let's take a look at what we're bringing today. Right, because this is we're really emphasizing fluff over function. I am bringing an all-Wraith list. I have only 3 living units, not counting the pilots of the Wave Serpents. And don't get on my case for bringing Wave Serpents. I need something to bring the Wraith Guard across the board. But we have 2 squads of 5 Wraith Guard each with D cannons, and another 5 with D scythes, all led by Spirit Seers. The Warlord, which is going to be, I believe it's going to be that one, has the Phoenix Stone. And this one has the Soul Forge Stone, I believe it's called, where he can heal my Wraith Knight with a Sun Cannon and the Shield. And then all 3 Wave Serpents are Shuriken Cannon, 2 Bright Lances, and 1 Scatter Laser. That's going to be it for me. Here we have Scott's Space Marines. They are going to be Imperial Fists today. The Warlord is a Chaplain. Nothing special on him. He is going to be joining a squad of Terminators there's a single assault cannon in there. 2 tactical squads, Combi Melta, Melta Gun, Multi-Melta, Power Fist in this one. Combi Flamer, Heavy Bolter in that one. One of them has a Rhino as a transport, and the other is going to be hitching a ride in a Land Raider. There's a Thunderfire Cannon, a Vindicator, a Dreadnought with Multi-Melta, and a Librarian, just a single level 1 Librarian for some psychic support. 1,500 points total. Imperial Fist this time, so see if from the last bat rep if Imperial Fists are going to be better than Iron Hands, which I quite like. Here we have the table after deployment. We are playing a custom mission that was set up for our campaign. Because I am one of the Prophets of War, we actually have the first turn in the campaign. Each faction will have an opportunity to go first. This first week was Prophets of War's turn. So I get to choose my challenger, my opponent, hence I'm playing Scott. Even though he already played a game this week, he's graciously playing me again. And he is defending. So I have to attack, and he's defending. And in this, the objective for this mission is victory points, which it's not kill points, it's total points, right?
It's the victory points of the unit when you completely kill it.
Okay, so you have to completely destroy a unit, and you get its point value worth. The person with the most points at the end of the game wins. One special rule: troop choices regenerate. If they're destroyed, they can walk back on the table as if they were coming from reserve. They do not get their dedicated transports, so my Wraith units are going to have to walk back on. His Marines are going to have to walk back on as well. Quick bookkeeping updates. All my Spirit Seers have the Voice of Twilight power, and one has Quicken, one has Embolden, and the other has Enhancement. Not that great. Definitely not the ones I was hoping to get. And I did actually I changed who my Warlord was going to be. I forgot that I could make Big Nasty over here my Warlord. So for the game, he is my Warlord, and I rolled the trait that gives him D3 rerolls, and he actually has 3 rerolls as well. So we'll see if that manages to come and play for him at all. Scott is taking some cover behind here. He's going to try out the new barrage rule for the Thunderfire Cannon and hopefully get some indirect shots. He fortified the building in front of it. We're calling these impassable, but he still fortified it, so if he gets cover saves from being partially obscured from it, they're going to be 3+ cover saves. And these are just walls, they're not defense lines, so going to ground behind him does not give you the bonus. And that's it. What'd your Librarian roll?
You roll Spontaneous Combustion.
Spontaneous Combustion for the Librarian, and his Warlord, the Chaplain, gives them all Furious Charge. Once a game? Is it?
Once a game.
Once a game. They get Furious Charge for their Warlord trait. Sword of the Emperor or something like that?
Yeah, Furious Sword.
Imperial Sword, or Imperium Sword. All right, we're going to tune back in after turn 1. I go first unless Scott manages to seize. Top of turn 1, my 2 Bright Lance Wave Serpents skitter off here to the side and take some shots at the Vindicator and the Dreadnought respectively, and nothing. I totally forgot strength 6 can't punch armor 13, which is sad because I rolled 3 6s to glance it to death. Anyway, I kept the Serpent Shields up on them just for some protection this turn, and they're going to unload their Wraith Guard next turn. Over here, this guy didn't have anything to shoot at, so he's just chilling. Same thing, so has his shield up though. But the Wraith Knight jumped over here and dropped 17 wounds on the Space Marines that were hiding behind the wall. They get no cover from him because he's on the other side of the wall now. They went to ground and they're all gone. So they're going to be back in reserves. I have First Blood, and they'll be able to come back on in turn 2. But now it's Scott's turn. All right, Scott's Marines advance forward. The Librarian jumped out of the Land Raider to try to cast Immolate on my Wraith Knight. It went off, but I rolled a 6 and denied the Witch. The Dreadnought missed with his Multi-Melta. The Land Raider shot the Multi-Melta and snap-fired the Hunter Killer missile. He actually hit with the Hunter Killer, missed with the Multi-Melta, and failed to wound the Wraith Knight. The last cannon over here shot at the Wave Serpent in the middle. Hit it, penned it, I dropped it down to a glance, and then jinked it. Then the Vindicator scattered 6 inches straight back this way, hitting nothing, and the Thunderfire Cannon dropped the Subterranean Burst. It tried to hit both of the Wave Serpents over there, but it scattered and went to dead center on the one in the middle, so he has to move through dangerous terrain. This Rhino over here popped smoke, and that's it. Moving into my turn 2. All right, turn 2, I dropped out 2 of my Wraith squads. The ones with the D size jumped out over here, and then we're going to... I did successfully get Voice of Twilight off on all 3 of my squads, too. These guys were going to try to run around the corner and maybe get a lucky shot on the Dreadnought, but I did not roll that well for their run roll, so they just actually came back here to hide behind the Bastion. This Wave Serpent dropped a wound off the Librarian with a good Blade Storm shot. Over here, I failed to do anything to the Vindicator and the Land Raider with the Bright Lances and Shuriken Cannon. These guys were going to try to run to get close enough to the Land Raider to blow it up, but I only rolled another 2 inches, left them half an inch out, so they instead blew up the Rhino over here, and that tactical combat squad that was in that Rhino is exposed now, but then again, so are they, and I still have all my Serpent Fields up, just waiting for the right time to shoot them off. And the Wraith Knight continues his merry romp around the board. He jumped over here, was able to see over the wall and take out the Tech Marine with a Sun Cannon shot, which of course takes out the Thunderfire Cannon as well. Moving on to turn 2, let's see if Scott can get some reserves in. Alright, Scott gets a little bit of vengeance back this turn. The Librarian takes a wound off with his Psychic Power on my Wraith Knight. The Vindicator and the Tactical Marines over here, along with the Land Raider, managed to polish off the squad of Wraith Guard and one of the Spirit Seers. Fortunately, that was not the one with the Phoenix Stone or my Regeneration Stone. Those are the guys that are over here. The Dreadnought failed to charge that Wave Serpent, so that's good. And he knocked off a hull point from the Vindicator shot on the Wave Serpent over there. So I have lost 1 squad of Wraith Guard and a Spirit Seer. So I believe probably victory points. Scott's ahead at this point, because my Wraith Guard are not cheap. We're going to keep playing. This is top of turn 3. All right, you can see there's a lot of wreck markers and not a lot of infantry left on the table for Scott. I had a really good round of shooting. The Wave Serpents and the Wraith Guard combined to blow up the Land Raider. Its explosion took out 1 Marine. The Wraith Knight finished off the other 4 guys in the combat squad with a Melted Gun and a Power Fist. Don't like Power Fists. The D-sides didn't really have anything else to do but try to get around the Dreadnought and do some damage to it. I did get 1 penetrating hit on it from the Distortion rule and stunned it, but he's got extra armor, so he's only shaken. This Wave Serpent unloaded everything. 5 shots from the Serpent Field, Shuriken Cannon, Snap Fired, and Twin Link Scatter Lasers, and managed to wreck the Vindicator. Lots and lots of dice. And that is it. So we're going to move now into the bottom of Scott's turn 3. He has no Vindicator, no Land Raider. He's only got 1 combat squad and a Shaken Dreadnought and a Librarian left on the table. Unless he wants to bring some stuff in from reserve. He does have an entire 5-man Terminator squad in his chaplain left to go. Maybe they want to show up this turn. Scott's turn 3. He brings one of his squad of Marines back on the table, as per the scenario rules. You can elect to bring them in from reserve. You don't have to. The Terminator still just don't feel like showing up. The Dreadnought, even though he is shaken, manages to assault into the Wraith Guard over here and kills one in combat. I do have the Spirit Seer with Armor Bane on his staff, so he has a chance to actually fight him off. And that's about it. The Librarian came over here and tried to snipe out one of the Spirit Seers with his Psychic Power, and it actually failed to go... No, I denied the Witch. I'm sorry. I denied the Witch on a 6 again. So that's it. We're going to move into my turn 4, and maybe I can knock Scott off the table before his Warlord even decides to show up for the game. Turn 4, Wave Serpents shimmy around a little bit, and the 2 with the Bright Lances take out that combat squad over there. This one finishes off the Librarian. The Wraith Knight does another jump back over here and kills half of that squad that came on, and they've gone to ground. And that Tactical Marine, I'm sorry, I didn't kill them all. The one with the multi-melta is running. He has a -3 leadership too because of Horrify. Over here I did get Voice of Twilight off again, and I tried to assault in to get some lucky glances and failed with all the Wraith Guard that charged. And both my Spirit Seers rolled 11s on their Armor Pen with their Armor Bane weapons and did nothing to the Dreadnought. So he took out another Wraith Guard, and this is it's a nice interesting ball going on right here. Bottom of turn 4, Terminators are going to show up, as well as anything else that Scott wants to bring in from reserve, so we'll see what he does. Bottom of turn 4, the Terminators decide to show up. They deep struck over here, right at the scattered onto the wall, but made their dangerous terrain tests. And instead of shooting, they just ran to try to force my Wraith Knight into a move for next turn, so they can try to assault it with their Power Fist. It's a pretty smart move. Down here, these Marines, Scott brought them back. They have the double Melta, so again, trying to push my Wraith Knight into a certain direction. We'll see if I actually follow through with that. Over here, they snap fired at the Wraith Knight, did nothing. He rallied by himself and shot at that Wave Serpent, and he missed completely. And over here in combat, I managed to hit 3 times with my Seers, but did no damage. And then he hit once back. I took the hit on my Spirit Seer so as not to lose the squad of Wraith Guard that are more expensive than he is, and made my vulnerable save, so I'm good here. We're going to move now into top of 5. Alright, top of 5. This Wave Serpent came around and vaporized that multi-melta with a Bright Lance shot, so his fields are up. This one shot everything at those TAC Marines right there, killed 2 of them. They made their pitting check and their leadership test, so they're okay. This combat continues to keep going on. I did manage to take off a hull point with the Spirit Seer. The Wraith Knight jumped out of the trap, and thanks to some great shooting from this Wave Serpent and some good shots from himself, dropped it down to just the Chaplain and the single Terminator. They're fearless, so they really don't care about their casualties or pinning. And I'm still not completely safe because of the Melta Guns and the Power Fist right over here. But we'll see. We'll see if I can't manage to survive with the Wraith Knight. So it's going to be in Scott's turn 5. He can also bring guys back from reinforcements, but at this point, victory point wise, I have a significant advantage on him. So he just keeps feeding guys into the machine. It's almost like he's playing his Imperial Guard today. Moving into bottom of turn 5. Bottom of turn 5, Scott brought another tactical squad on with the multi-melta to Snapfire, and actually took a wound off the Wraith Knight with it. The Chaplain detached from the Terminators and attached to the tactical squad, and used his Warlord trait to give them all Furious Charge, which was really a smart idea because that meant all the Marines can actually hit him in combat. And everything shot at and tried to assault in. The Terminator here was way out. These guys missed by an inch, having to go over the barricade. But the Chaplain and his boys got in and failed to do a single wound on him with their assault moves. Both the wounds that I lost were from shooting. The highlight came though when the Power Fist Sergeant hit me twice, wounded me twice with his Strength 9 Power Fist. And I made both my invulnerable saves, saved the Shimmer Shield, and he failed his initiative test. So now all of his guys within 6 inches are weapon skill and initiative 1. It's going to be nice. But we're going to roll to see if the game goes on into turn 6. And it does. Alright, turn 6. Wave Serpent over here comes around and shoots the hell out of that Terminator. I think Scott failed 4 Terminator armor saves out of the 9 or 10 saves I made him take from it. Back over here. These 2 Wave Serpents shot at the tactical squads, whittled them down a bit. There are 2 Marines in each. There's a Flamer and a bunch of Bolter guys. Over here, nothing happened again, except the Dreadnought did get another hit on the Spirit Seer, but I made my vulnerable save. And then back here, the Wraith Knight stomped the Chaplain and 2 of the Marines, leaving the Sergeant with a Power Fist by himself to strike at Initiative 1 and Weapon Skill 1. Did hit once with a 5 and wounded. So I'm down to 2 wounds with the Wraith Knight. But it's not looking good for Scott because he can't bring anything else in from reserve. He has at least, the rule is you have to have the unit completely destroyed. He's got his Sergeant from 1 squad and 2 Marines from each of the combat squads left to go. So we're going to move now into bottom of 6. All right, over here, Scott tried to charge into the Wraith Knight to get the juicy 300 points plus slay the Warlord. Crack grenades didn't do anything. I directed most of my attacks against his Power Fist Sergeant and stomped him. And this combat continues to go. So I'm going to see if I can get him tabled in turn 7, which we did roll for. So we're going to move on top of 7. Turn 7 is over, and as you can see, the Dreadnought finally went down. He had actually lasted to the bottom of 7. In the top of 7, he killed one of my Spirit Seers, and I failed. He killed the Spirit Seer that had the Phoenix Gem, and he didn't kill anybody to make him come back. But I did blow him up with a Witch Staff hit, and it took out 2 of my Wraith Guard. That was some lucky explosions from Scott. Back over here, Scott had 2 more combat squads walk back onto the table. One of them, the one over here, actually blew up a Wave Serpent, got him some kill points. The Wraith Knight finally managed to stomp the rest of those Marines, and is now claiming the Linebreaker objective as well. So the total victory points, Scott had like 535 victory points. I had 1,900 something because I killed I wiped him off the table. I killed all of his units once, and I killed all of his troops at least twice. Yeah, actually exactly twice, because those are 2... the combat squad that came back. So I have around 1,900 points. I did get all 3 of the bonus objective points: First Blood, Warlord, and Linebreaker. And that's it. So stay tuned. We're going to have a lot more coming up from the Crusade of Fire campaign. Hopefully I'll get in some games with other people as well. Allies are allowed, so maybe I'll bring out the Orcs for a game or 2 here or there to ally with my Eldar. Also stay tuned, guys. We're going to start posting information on this year's Food Hammer event coming up December 7th. There's a lot we have in store. We're talking about some special scenarios, special games. We're breaking the event actually up into 2 days so we can include some War Machine and Hordes as well. So if you're anywhere near mid-Michigan area, you're going to want to hold on to December 7th and December 14th for some awesome charity gaming. Thanks again for watching.